Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of my YouTube channel. My name is Jake Fryman. I'm a realtor here in Dayton, Ohio with Keller Williams Community Partners. And each week on this channel, I provide a little bit of insight into the real estate market, give some updates on what's going on right now in the market, and also some helpful tips and advice from the real estate industry if you've been thinking about buying or selling. So on this week's episode, I wanted to talk about market time for your house and what that means and the importance of that behind that, what that means for when you're selling your home. So average market time means how long it's been on the market. So let's say you list it on July the 9th and then it goes under contract a week later. So it was on the market for about a week, which that's pretty good. You don't want your home to be on the market for too long, and there's a few reasons behind that. The first one is, kind of just like the new flavor of the month sort of thing. If it's on the market for too long and no one makes a bite on it, then people will start to forget about it. It'll start to slip to the bottom of the list. New listings will come up that people will jump on first because they think, oh, it's newer, it's better, we have to go to that one first. And so if your home is sitting on the market for too long, people will start to forget about it and they'll move on to other listings and other opportunities. Some of that too is kind of, even if it's unfair, even if it's inaccurate, it's kind of a subconscious thing like, oh, it's been on the market for weeks. What's wrong with it? Why hasn't it sold yet? Why hasn't anyone else gotten it? If no one else has gotten it, why should I get it? It's one of those things where even if it may be irrational, people will think that way and they'll say, well, if no one else has bought it yet, why would I want to buy it if it's been on the market for that long? So an important thing to keeping your home from being on the market too long is pricing strategy. This is where us expert realtors come in. You really want to listen to us when it comes to talking about what the price is on your home and what it should be listed for. Because if you list your home way over price from what the actual market value is, it's going to sit there for a while. Even these past couple years when homes were selling really fast and weren't lasting very long, they still need to be price accurate because the ones that were overpriced, they were sitting on the market longer than other ones. And again, you want to get your home off the market as soon as possible because the longer it sits on the market, the faster people forget about it, the more questions they will have, and the harder time you'll have to sell. Eventually, you'll be cutting that price. Eventually, you'll be doing a lot more things to try to get that home moved and under contract before it gets to be a year or something like that. Now, for more expensive homes, it's not uncommon for it to sit on the market for a little bit longer. If you have like $1 million home, there's only so many millionaires here in Dayton, there's only so many people who can afford to buy that. So it's a little bit more common for those higher priced homes to sit for a little bit longer, but that's also why you want to have a competitive price and not try to overprice it just because, well, it's a big home, it's a nice home. I should get $1 million for it, but what is the market rate right now? And are you willing to sit on it for a year or something like that, or for a few months until you finally get that right buyer who comes along? Or are you just trying to get it sold as soon as possible? Those are strategies you'll need to talk about with your agent as you're preparing to list it. Are you trying to get as much money for it? Are you trying to just dump the thing? What is your end goal here? Because that will affect what you do and also how long it will be sitting on the market. The goal, of course, for everyone involved is to get that home sold as quickly as possible, to find a buyer as quickly as possible. And the buyer on their end, they want to get it closed as quickly as possible so they can move in. So those are some things to think about when it comes to market time for a home, because you don't want to overdo it because that makes your listing a little bit more unattractive than if you could just get it sold outright ASAP. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was some useful advice. Be sure to like and subscribe and keep on tuning in. I'll have some more advice in the future weeks. Thanks. Have a great weekend.